conference that was organized by Africa on Monday, we had the police officer there in Lagos who was actually doing a really good job in terms of enforcement. But that's not happening everywhere. That's not happening across Lagos. So there has to be a procedure that if a child is discovered to have been abused at home, then the teacher needs to do something about it, need to report it. And when they report it, there has to be consequences. Because again, what I've heard is it's reported and nothing happens. So if a child knows that, you know, I'm being beaten and nothing happens, then they're not going to talk about it again. There has to be consequences. And that's what needs to happen in Nigeria.
From your experience then, Kendi, do you see a situation where we will move away from physical punishment of children to being in a position where we will say we will talk to our children because they have ears and they do listen?
That's what we encourage at the NGO, Hope for Life Initiative. Because first of all, we always say, teach a child how to think and not what to think. Because basically you find that children are very, very, very intelligent. We just don't give them the opportunity to express themselves, particularly in our society here in Nigeria. We find that a child would grow up and would come up to a parent and say, Mom, I feel this is what I should do. And the parent would say, no, you shouldn't do that. You have no right. But the child has a right to air his or her views because that child is an individual. But we forget that as an individual, they have needs, they have ideas. And you find that that's why probably in our culture, you don't find a child who is as young as 5 years old having a gift that can be utilized that tomorrow you say, wow, at what age were you able to develop this and how did your parents find out you had this gift? It's not there. And so what we do is just tell the children, when we go to talk to them, is you are empowered, you are intelligent, you can express yourself, just don't be rude. Okay. Just respect. Because another thing we find is that the children these days are exposed to the negative Western culture because of the media, of course. And this affects them negatively. And when that happens, you find that they're not even interested in going to school.
Okay. All right, just to summarize this, we have two major issues, the discipline area and getting the kids back to school. What do you think should be done to get the kids into school?
Very quickly, one or two sentences.
The government needs to prioritize children's rights. They need to give the child a voice. They need to put safeguarding and child protection at the top of the agenda.
How are you?
They need to give the child hope. Hope that there's a future, hope that he can be somebody, and hope that there's security in Nigeria.
How about you, Josephine?
The educational sector needs to be well equipped, as in fully equipped. Not just here, there is a budgetary allocation to education and there's nothing on ground. They really need to equip our teachers, you know, and then equip our schools too.
And I would like to let you know that spanking a child will always remain a controversial issue in this part of the world. You'll agree with me, right? That may never go away.
No,
it may never go away. I'm just saying.
It will never go away. Yeah, it will never go away.
Okay. All right then.
Okay, so on that note, thank you so much for speaking to us on Sunrise. Thank you so much, Ms. Gani Martins, Assistant Director, Children's Services, Salford City Council, England. Also, thank you, Kendi Aig-Imoru, Project Coordinator, Hope for Life Initiative. Thank you so much for coming. And finally, thank you, Mrs. Pt.2 Josephine, Head of School Redeemers Foundation. Thank you so much for coming. Well, on that note,
that's it. It's a wrap, and
Already.
we're saying yes. It's incredible how 3 hours just disappeared like that.
Yeah.
We want to say thank you to everyone for allowing us to be in your sitting room, in your office, wherever you are this Saturday morning, your car. Well, I'm hoping you're not watching television while driving, but maybe you're sitting at the back of the car. And, well, we hope you've enjoyed today. Another conversation will be coming your way from next week, Saturday, and we want to say thank you and pray that you have a wonderful weekend and a blessed week ahead. My name is Kaidi Akintemi.
Thank you so much for watching. I am Adeshewa Josh. That sounds like how I used to sign out on this one. Anyway.
Okay.